God, I would love to make a post score, but
Lame.
yeah, it should be.
Uh, alright. Alright. I've been
Oh,
watching shit on Thanksgiving but football. That's all I ever watch. Every Thanksgiving. You know, remember last year I was in there with my little phone? Hell no. And I think the kids took it over with the shows and shit. By the time we showed up.
Blinky. Oh, that's all. I love the feeling of that green shot, though.
That's what all natural peach flavor looks like. Juicy.
Prebiotic for your skin. New Aveeno Restorative Skin Therapy intensely moisturizes.
Humans have this idea in their heads that the world has been stripped of all the mystery, that there's no more adventure to be had. Well, I'm here to tell you that that notion has never been more false. As tech advances, in fact, we're discovering more and more about our planet. The magic is growing in reality. You just have to open your eyes wide enough to see it. Here are 15 of the strangest things found in the middle of nowhere to help you with that. I believe I can fly. Number 15, Nagoru Village. In the slowly shrinking village of Nagoru in Shikoku, Japan, the village may at first appear busier than ever. Upon a closer look, I don't know, 3 horror movies in their life,
Oh, I
understand
fold it.
its most dedicated residents wants to ensure the people and the
Ah,
town will always be there.
Chef Curry with it.
This little village will never leave my mind, even when I sleep. It's definitely got the setting for a terrific Japanese-style horror film. Tsukimi Ayano is the artist behind the creepy dolls, though they're in honor to the villagers of the past to her.
So as you go through the town, you see dolls everywhere.
We're talking entire schools filled with children dolls amidst childish activities. Dolls are walking upstairs while holding on to the railing. There are dolls populating classrooms and undergoing music lessons. I mean, they are literally all over the town, including active classrooms where children still attend. The children make friends with the dolls, too. I mean, the horror film script is practically writing itself, right? At current, there are 350 dolls across the village, ranging in activity from fishing to popping out of bushes with children at play. I don't know about all of you, but this is one town where I won't be leaving my home's confines after dark. There are too many opportunities of whatever horror awaits. I think I'm gonna go write that script now. Now, let's get ready for today's open discussion. Could this image be the first of the Mongolian death worm, a mythical creature riddled throughout human legend and society that once roamed the remote Gobi Desert? In those tales, they spoke of worms that could swallow a man's head, with teeth that could saw through bone. While the image in question may or may not be organic, it's most certainly inspired by the mythical worm. Many daring explorers have set out onto the Gobi Desert seeking to unravel this mystery, though they've come back empty-handed. These experts believe still, wholeheartedly, that the creature does exist. It's been present in too many legends, and at different points in time to be a coincidence, and there may be some resemblance of the truth in these tales. It's only a matter of time
Get
before
off,
discovery
nickel.
is made. Is the mythical worm a conjuring of human imagination, or is there more to the story? Let us know below by chiming in with hashtag open
I
discussion.
definitely think
For the rest of your
all
life.
types of
So what are
shit.
you waiting for?
We don't know
Time to fly.
Yeah.
Number 14, strange desert
What
grids.
type of?
Beneath the shifting sands of China's Gobi Desert
They
are
have found
strange
stuff.
markings that stretch for miles and miles. The strange precision of the markings suggests intelligent design. Check the images out for yourself. The mysterious patterns are etched into the ground itself. This is no matter of task on such magnitude without drawing attention sooner, not to mention the tools one would require performing the task, and the impossibility of undertaking it alone. The markings seem to have popped up overnight. Where there is a great mystery, wild speculation often follows. These grids were no exception. From otherworldly visitors, secret Chinese weapons testing, or on the day they first appeared. No government have stepped forward, including the
No, they got a
Chinese
badge called ankle braces.
satellite imagery calibration. Still, the lack of an answer from any government is concerning. No comments have been made, and either the government doesn't want to get caught up in something it doesn't know about or control, or else it precisely knows exactly what's going on and doesn't want to reveal those facts. We may never know. However, the fact remains that strange markings like this have been turning up globally, and all without an answer on how they got there. Number 13. The Cave of Crystals. This place is fantastic. For all of you that have wanted to visit a crystal kingdom, now's your chance. Deep below the ground in Nica, Mexico, miners searching for rich ore veins came across something unexpected, something magical. Enormous, translucent, and white crystals shot from the ground and towered above them. An entire cave filled with 30-foot crystals that were large and strong enough to climb. In fact, that precisely was what they did. And who could they blame? The gypsum crystals stood taller than telephone poles and erupted from the ground in brilliant shapes with pointed edges. The Core stores like a personal bouncer in your gut.
That's
A
some
gut
alien
protector.
shit.
It protects by helping flush out bad bacteria.
Oh, got some aliens in Mexico.
The more valuable they are for all those unfamiliar with the crystal and gem games, the pointier the stone. The miners dubbed the cave, applicably, the Cave of Crystals, where tourists and researchers alike flocked to the scene to view the site. It was the first ever discovered with crystals that size, and the company the miners worked for seized control of the find and started charging. Researchers are still allowed free access. Carrying an injured team member across the far reaches of this place would be an almost impossible task.
17 minutes left.
Still drawing from around the world, you have to understand that this cave is deep. It is beautiful to sight and mind. It's oppressively
Ooh!
hot.
Ooh!
It's a harsh condition to be in for too long. Even with these conditions, researchers brave the deep and the heat to gather information only present in that one known spot worldwide. Number 12. The Stanley R. Mickelson Safeguard Complex. The 1960s is often referred to as one of the most tumultuous and divisive decades in world history. From the movements to the constant threat of war, the world was a scary place. The era is also stamped with the construction of the defensive military installations that would act as ballistic missile defenses nationally. I mean, how would you feel knowing a missile defense station was going up just 20 miles down the road from you?
All right, I got enough.
The fact that they had to go up at all is what I'm referring to. And listen, that was a good chunk of time ago. What happens to all these billion-dollar installations that are set up nationally after the threat is quelled? They get abandoned. Of course, they sit rotting away in deserts and mountains and oceans. The project was dubbed Safeguard, though all it really protected were the heated, arrogant words of world leaders who played with people's lives like playing with pawns on a game board. The Stanley R. Mickelson Safeguard Complex is the only one of the project that was ever completed. The rest stand as incomplete. Concrete walls and pyramids built of rebar.
Pyramid contains 127,384 feet of usable floor space.
Though the idea was noble, it's essential to look at whose hands were in those pockets during the construction. Predictably enough, many politicians during that time frame had connections to the construction company tasked with the undertaking. Very interesting. Number 11. Vermont whale fossils. The first question that should have populated your brain is, how the heck does a whale end up in Vermont? If that happened, then congrats. If it didn't, perhaps you should refresh your geography knowledge. Vermont is known for many things: cheese, artisan foods, farmland, snow. Deep oceans where whales can swim aren't something Vermont has the luxury to call.
Weird. Now I want to go to Vermont.
Railroad workers surprised when they discovered these fossils while digging the first railroad through Vermont. Yet all those years ago, while the farmer was still in his hand, came across something he never imagined. Though the farmer didn't know the scale of the fossils he had found or that it was a whale, he had suspected it of being of aquatic nature because of its shape. The nearest ocean where this whale could have come from was 2 mountain ranges away, or several hundred miles. To put this discovery into context, that means that the whale fossils are old, so old that the land beneath their feet was once the ocean bottom.
Mile-high glacier right on top of our truck that pushed the land down.
And the fossils were long buried in the sands. Millions of years ago, after countless wars and people stomping over the ground, the fossils made their way close enough to the surface for a human to dig and learn of its The Yarrow Sea was once a thriving fishing town and a rich river that gave rise to a small riverside village. It became full of eager fishermen looking to take advantage of the fishing hotspot. Its marina was soon filled to the brim with fishing boats that wanted in on the action. All was well for a time in the 1960s thanks to